Welcome to MIS 2000 Software Services. This presentation introduces the Mountain Blubird integration architecture. I am the Chief Technology Officer. My name is Conrad Krenak. The intended audience for this presentation is senior technical managers desiring to purchase cost-effective, reliable software consulting and software development services. I've done this on many occasions over the past 20 years, so I've sat on your side of the desk. This can be a significantly confusing and painful process. In this presentation, we are endeavoring to entirely demystify this subject. This serves as an executive summary. We have additional presentations that dive into the technical details more comprehensively. Mountain Blubird is both a software architecture and a methodology. It has a real-life record of providing software at approximately 1/4 the cost. Where a traditional project approach would cost maybe $8 million, we can deliver the same result in $2 million, a 4-to-1 ratio. We accomplish this cost savings in virtually every aspect of a project's execution. The most significant factors that drive this 4-to-1 cost savings are automated project management, automated quality assurance, multi-skilled lead architects, and object theory delegates. We'll describe these in more detail a little later. In addition to cost savings, Mountain Blubird also utilizes automated quality assurance and automated release coordination to provide systems that are highly stable and highly reliable. Automated quality assurance serves two roles, contributing both to the 4-to-1 cost savings as well as stability and reliability. Security is another area that we make top priority. You may find it surprising that security would not be a top priority in all software consulting firms. However, the news reports of all those security breach horror stories is evidence that security is not a priority in far too many software companies. Okay, if you have any reservations while you're watching this presentation, please make note of them and let us know what they are. Whatever it is, we've probably run into that issue and we could tell you how we deal with it. Mountain Blubird was conceived at the State of Nevada Department of Health and Human Services. We developed an enterprise data warehouse that serves two DHHS divisions, the Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Division of Aging and Disability Services. In January 2014, the State of Nevada applied for the Partnership for Success federal grant to continue the Mountain Blubird project. Page 17 of the application states, the Mountain Blubird data warehouse has become a cornerstone of the infrastructure that SAPTA, which is the Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment Agency, we use to integrate and braid information from multiple data sources within the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services. And the grant was approved by the Federal Department of Health and Human Services. The State of Nevada management allowed the project team to work with, quote, a high degree of autonomy and unhampered by bureaucracy. So this was similar to the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works project that has developed so much innovative technology starting in the 1950s. The best senior managers hire good people, they sit back and relax while they let them do their job, but they make sure they are given periodic executive summaries to track their progress. The management at the State of Nevada was totally excellent. So now let's look at each of these elements in a little more detail, starting with cost savings. Now, I'm certain our firm is not unique. I'm certain others can provide the same 4-to-1 cost savings provided they use a similar approach. However, over the past 20 years, I've never encountered another firm that makes these areas a priority until, of course, I got in there, did lots of negotiating, lots of explaining, and got everyone to catch the vision. Automated project management is the simplest of the four elements that drive the 4-to-1 cost savings. We utilize one of the existing project management applications. Liquid Planner is a great product. When managed effectively, this eliminates the need for a project manager. An annual savings of $150,000 or more. We have an additional presentation that describes automated project management in more detail. Now, of course, if you want to use waterfall or fixed price with change control project management style, we probably will need a project manager. However, Mountain Blubird methodology has been operating without a project manager role for about a dozen years. Our stakeholders have been entirely satisfied with all aspects of project execution. Automated quality assurance is a C# or Java harness that contains all known use cases in the business domain, including negative test cases. It is, in essence, a comprehensive simulation of what will occur in production. As this is an executive summary, we are not going into any detail here. We have an additional presentation for that. So in rough numbers, we're saving about $500,000 per year, even for a small project, as we don't need to hire a QA department. But you don't have to fire your existing QA department. Most QA analysts can be transferred to the business analysis team. Business analysts and QA analysts have a very similar skill set. So at this point, I just want to restate that Mountain Blubird has a proven real-life track record of delivering software services in this fashion. This is not some vague hope. This is a concrete reality. Multi-skilled lead architects is the third element that drives cost savings. Here are the MIS 2000 areas of expertise. In essence, we do it all, but we also have the humility to declare, I don't know, and also I'll research it and provide a comprehensive solution. Most enterprise level projects hire 12 to 14 high-priced architects to cover each of these disciplines, and this, of course, is an exorbitant expense. MIS 2000 architects have the ability to deliver in each and every one of these disciplines. So instead of hiring 12 to 14 architects, you can hire 2 to 3 MIS 2000 architects who will formulate and develop each of these disciplines with the development team, which consists of software engineers, not architects. This drastically reduces a project's overall costs and also eliminates the herding cat syndrome, where it is very difficult to get multiple architects to agree on a single vision. Project cost savings is, of course, substantial. Object theory delegates is a substantially technical subject. Again, we're going to defer all the details as we have another presentation on the subject. The short story is that object theory encapsulation hides technical complexity, making the workload for junior and intermediate level developers substantially more straightforward. This increases their productivity by at least a factor of 2. So if you have a small team of maybe 5 developers, we will realize a savings of approximately $1 million a year. Of course, this increases in larger projects based on the number of developers. Okay, that completes our discussion of 4-to-1 cost savings. Next, we'll take a look at stability and reliability. We've already looked at automated quality assurance, which serves 2 roles, contributing both to the 4-to-1 cost savings as well as stability and reliability. So here's how it relates to the latter. Have you ever been involved in a project where new features were added, they were tested, they were deployed into production, and they work great? But a few days later, someone reports that pre-existing features are now broken. Sound familiar? If you've ever had this experience, The stability and reliability of Mountain Blubird will be a welcome godsend, a life-changing relief. Again, we have an additional presentation that describes this in more detail. Okay, so here we're looking at the preceding slide that depicts automated quality assurance. Automated release coordination is an add-on to automated quality assurance. Again, we have an additional presentation to describe how this works in detail. The abridged version is that we save the cost of a release coordination architect and staff, and more importantly, it avoids the horrific nightmare known as inconsistent release coordination or inconsistent deployments. And finally, security. We're not going into any detail here whatsoever because after all, this presentation is an executive summary, and each one of these bullet points can literally require a doctoral dissertation. Now, the sad truth is that although much of cryptography and other aspects of security is rocket science, we as application architects stand on the shoulders of the experts in this field so that we can implement bomb-proof security without killing ourselves. What application architects really need is just the tenacity and the diligence to implement each and every aspect of security comprehensively. Okay, great. So here are some of the factors that distinguish cost-effective, reliable software consulting firms from software companies that end up in all the news reports describing those information technology industry horror stories. Here's a listing of the additional in-depth technical presentations we can make available for you. We have in-depth discussions for the three we just looked at: 41 cost savings, stability and reliability, and security. In addition, we have web reporting and OLAP cubes, system integration strategies. There's basically 3 of them. Build or buy, fixed price or time and materials. This one is interesting to say the least. And finally, should you use a large software consulting firm or an innovative skunkworks team? And this is subtitled Wild, Insane Horror Stories from the Information Technology Industry. In closing, we want to reassure you that Mountain Blubird is repeatable and franchisable due to knowledge transfer. Some of you might have been sitting back during this presentation thinking, man, it sounds good, but what happens when the software consulting firm leaves? The answer is our firm's senior architects have a relentless killer instinct regarding knowledge transfer. This is due primarily to 2 motivations. First, we are passionate about empowering our team and augmenting their skills and abilities. But we also have a somewhat selfish motivation. The more we can empower our team, the less work we have to burden ourselves, the lead architects. Thank you for your attention. I trust you found this enlightening, and we look forward to hearing from you and collaborating with your organization.